We were advised this morning that the Tinkler Group has formally withdrawn its proposal to privatise the Knights. While the Tinkler Group proposal was formally withdrawn this morning, the reality is that a number of key elements of the proposal, initially tabled on the 17th of January, have been withdrawn over the past few weeks to the point where the offer we were left with is a pale imitation of the original offer. Put simply, the much talked about $100 million offer turned out to be a mirage. The real value of the offer ultimately put on the table is a year-by-year commitment of between $0 and $10 million paid over 10 years with a maximum guarantee of 2 years. During the past month, the Knights board has worked hard to resolve the major concerns it had in relation to the deal, but we believed it appropriate to air those issues within the confines of the boardroom rather than in the media. Increasing the pressure on the board was the Tinkler Group's refusal to negotiate on the draft documents we received last Wednesday night, and a requirement for a unanimous board endorsement of the proposal under threat of a $1 million per month penalty deducted from the top-up. It's fair to say that the concerns we have had sitting around the board table with the Tinkler Group have been mirrored in some of the reported behaviour outside the boardroom, and we've been watching these with interest. In particular, we have been alarmed by unconfirmed reports about direct offers being made directly to players to entice them to play for the Knights. If true, these actions undermine the whole concept of fair play and professional conduct, which both the NRL and individual clubs are strongly committed to. However, notwithstanding these distractions, we continued to negotiate with the Tinkler Group in the hope that they would be willing to honour the deal they initially tabled in January. We always intended to go to the members, the only issue being whether the final deal would be good enough for the board to unanimously endorse. Despite our best efforts, there are still significant differences between the deal that was announced by the Tinkler Group last month and the offer we currently have on the table. First and foremost, the current offer on the table represents a significant departure from the $100 million proposal guaranteed to be paid over 10 years that was announced by Tinkler Group on the 17th of January. Currently, the offer consists of a commitment to underwrite the difference between $10 million annually and all revenues, excluding ticketing and membership. It's notable that those revenues already exceed $10 million. Therefore, the Tinkler Group would be paying nothing. Further, the present offer does not commit to a 10-year period. The offer of guarantee at present is for a period of 2 years and does not commence until the 31st of March 2012. The Tinkler Group removed from its original offer the commitment to junior development. We understand the financial commitment to development is substantial. However, we require an ironclad commitment guaranteeing a minimum expenditure on development in the region to ensure that we do not lose the benefit of the excellent work undertaken by generations of Knights so far. Having failed to address this in our negotiations to date, we were surprised to see a media release today announce a commitment to junior development of $1 million. Surprisingly, that's approximately half of what we currently spend on junior development. Finally, the offer currently on the table also failed to allow members to fairly buy back the club if something were to go wrong. During the negotiation process, the board sought the views of external legal advisors. These advisors were firmly of the view that the proposal on the table represented a significant watering down of what was originally offered by the Tinkler Group, and on this basis still needed to be substantially improved. Another key issue they identified was that Knights members had no direct ability to enforce the guarantee upon the guarantor. Naturally, many of our members and supporters will be disappointed, as we are, that the proposal initially tabled has been completely watered down. We made clear in January that we had been in receipt of proposals from other parties interested in funding the Knights, but that the original Tinkler offer proposed was, in our view, superior. Given that offer is now no longer available to us, we are reactivating discussions with a view of taking a Patrons Trust proposal to our members. We will be convening a meeting of members next Monday evening, the 28th of February, to outline this in more detail. The Patrons Trust model has been successfully used in other football codes to help clubs advance their growth plans. At the Knights, the Patrons Trust would be used to access funds for capital expenditure, junior development, community programs, special projects, resource improvements and the like that are deemed necessary to the ongoing future success and development of the club. Importantly, the Patrons Trust would allow the Knights to maintain its current membership structure. Indeed, those patrons would only be interested on the basis it maintained its community and member structure. That is, we could continue to operate as a community-based club that has the best interest of the members at heart. In coming weeks, we hope to be in a position to finalise the details of this Patrons Trust model, after which we will take the proposal directly to our members. This morning, in discussions with the three parties prepared to fund a Patrons Trust, we have minimum initial commitments of between 6 and 10 million over 4 years. This amount would be paid in cash, with the club continuing to be owned by members as a community asset. In other words, the ownership of the club stays with members. And, Steve, I'd ask you to talk to the financials.
Yeah, during the negotiations with the Tinkler Group, a number of inaccuracies regarding the Knights' financial position found their way into the public domain. Much of this was designed to put pressure on the board and current administration to roll over and accept the Tinkler Group's offer. The truth is that the past 3 years have been a period of significant turnaround in the Knights' financial affairs, and the future looks extremely healthy. Having inherited a club facing significant financial challenges 3 years ago, major inroads have been made to turn the Knights around. Despite a challenging operating environment, the Knights successfully reduced its operating loss from 1.3 million in 2007 to just 200,000 in 2008. In 2009, the Knights posted an operating profit of $116,000, becoming one of only 3 clubs in the entire NRL to achieve a profit. We expect to announce a second consecutive operating profit for 2010, subject to finalising our accounts and having them audited. This turnaround in the Knights' financial performance has been achieved despite having to operate with only 1 grandstand or half a stadium for the past 2 years and during a global financial crisis. The Knights' much reported accumulated loss, which is currently $2.3 million, has steadily accumulated during the first 20 to 21 years of operation. Importantly, the Knights began to pay down this amount in 2009 on the back of posting an operating profit. As we enter the 2011 playing season, the club's financial position stands to be significantly enhanced thanks to the new rental agreement for the stadium, which will significantly reduce our operating costs going forward as well. More broadly, increased club grants through the NRL Independent Commission and the renegotiation of television rights for 2012 stands to deliver a significant financial windfall for all NRL clubs. In conclusion, the Knights are on a solid footing with a viable future proposal via the Patrons Trust to secure the club's future. We are looking forward to a successful season and beyond.